Right, screw Egan, let's go. I said a couple of minutes, that was 3 minutes ago. Let's go.
So, welcome back, everyone,
Yay!
to main campaign. Let me just scoot over. We're gonna play D&D.
Yay! I want to Pluto.
I hold silver.
So,
By the way, that's totally be my next character's voice, whether it's for a whole new campaign, like after this one eventually ends, or whether it's for like we remake one-off characters or whatever. That's being my voice.
So last time, we started off going back to the main town of fuck me.
I don't remember visiting there. I'm guessing there's a lot of brothels in that town.
Weren't we in Finley?
We were in Nugget. At the start last time.
By the way, can I just say, as Northern Brits, me and Steve are very triggered by the term "the main town." Like, that's, you know, we're used to London getting everything, right? It's not on that.
You mean the main town?
The big town.
So last time we started off by heading back into Nugget after defeating the Spirit Naga in the dungeon. You decided to go deliver the horrible news of what had happened to the missing persons from Nugget.
I forgot about this.
I forgot about this bit. I was waiting for the second bit of what happened, but I forgot all about this bit.
In Nugget, you guys went straight for the blacksmith's house because you remember that he was one of the ones that you went missing, and you also reached the blacksmith's house before you went to the church to report what happened to the priest. So, you walked into town and decided to break into this house of the blacksmith rather than knock on the door because you saw that the sad woman who was waiting for her father to return home, and you knew he never was going to return home. And Scurry found a slight sliver in the wall that he then dug a proper hole into the house. And him and Nemesis, both squirrels in arms, walked into the house and snuck past the young lady. And there, Nemesis learned the story of how this young lady was keeping track of where her father ended up every time he went on a drunken stupor and wandered off, and how she has checked every usual spots, how she has been searching the entire town. She has gotten nowhere in finding him since he went missing, along with the other 4 people from town. And Nemesis felt very sorry for this young woman, so much so that when Scurry went to rob her of the only valuables in her dingy little home, Nemesis went to stop him. And when he promised her that she was only going to take a peek at what was inside the box, that's when she was on board. She was like, yeah, let's open the box. And you guys opened the box to find all these valuables, and Scurry could not help himself.
And then tell us what Silver did.
And then Silver knocked on the door, distracting the young woman as he came to tell her what had become of her father. He sees across the room Scurry and Nemesis in process of potentially stealing from this woman.
I want to make this known this is all allegedly what happened.
And when he saw the interesting pocket watch amongst the things, he tried to signal to Scurry, snatch the pocket watch, leave the rest. Scurry immediately understood it as, grab everything and go. Grab everything and go. So Scurry grabbed everything to leave. Nemesis retaliated by transforming into a spider and biting Scurry with all of her might. However, it was not enough to take down the young squirrel, who then escaped the building with all of the valuables of this young woman who had just lost her father and was finally orphaned after losing her mother much longer ago, and took the only keepsakes and also the photographs of this family and her memorables for her father and her mother and the family she no longer has. Scurry took them all, only to be caught red-handed by Edith.
I was not caught. I flat out admitted to it. Thank you.
Edith was livid with Scurry's behavior. Nemesis said, I didn't do it. But Edith always felt like, deep down, Nemesis was in on it. And,
Nemesis was innocent. Nemesis was innocent.
And then Scurry immediately throws Silver under the bus and claims that Silver told him to do it, clearly. Silver pleads the fifth. And Edith then escorted Scurry and Monium, who decided to try and swipe the items from young Scurry before they could return them to the young lady, only to be caught by Edith because they were not very good at trying to pass hands, because it was a lot of Scurry trying to steal his own and Monium trying to steal, and you guys kept clapping hands. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to all of you, as you're going to return these things, Silver already gave her 12 gold for her troubles. But regardless,
You're welcome.
You escorted the Edith escorted the two. You returned her things by leaving them at the doorstep, knocking and running. And then you decided to go to the church to tell of what happened to the priest. And the priest was so surprised to hear that a spirit had been the cause of all this, a spirit naga of all things. The spirits must be angry with the town, and much must be done. But all of you are very jaded by this religion, the lucid practice, and don't give a fuck about that. So you left town, and you went straight to Shrewsbury to prove that you had killed the spirit naga and collect your reward. Upon reaching town, Edith decided to turn over a new leaf and try to befriend the guild member that she slapped in the face. We learned through this interaction that guild member did not like coffee, and Edith took it personally. But she also wanted nothing to do with the Spirit Naga head and simply give you your reward. You only learn, though, through, I believe it was Silver's quick thinking, that she did not give you the full reward that she had mentioned.
You're welcome.
Many of the coins had been picked off at the top from, skimming. And so when you confronted her and forced her to pay the full due, she skimmed off the top of another reward to even your payment out.
I wonder how far along the line that system goes. Like, how long ago was the first person be skimmed, and now forevermore just skimming off the next person's reward, like, and it'll just never end.
Someone was definitely robbed.
Yeah, someone was first.
You guys immediately head for your 5-day journey to Cocox. And the driving was mainly done by Silver, but Edith and him did switch off a few times. Edith and Silver, please roll perception checks.
What?
I know. In the recap, what's she doing?
That's such a good idea. Hang on.
That was perfection, by the way.
Hang on. Can I just say, you've just given me the best idea, and anyone who makes TV is free to steal this for like a time travel show, where the recap is always different than what actually happened.
15.
Plus my perception modifier 3.
Edith doesn't understand how living things work at all. But Silver then became quite aware through the travels how weathered and weary the horses had become from traveling non-stop for 5 days.
Edith
And
didn't
this
even know they
not
were
being
horses.
the first time they traveled nonstop for 5 days. Silver then made a mental note. Regardless of the fact that he and Edith don't need to sleep, they will have to start camping for the night from this point forward. Just so that the horses don't keel over and die. They're aged by 10 years at this point.
Question.
The overwork.
Question, Satan.
Of the cartel.
Question. If both had have rolled nat ones there, or very, very low, would you just not have told us that and eventually just let the horses die?
There was going to be a death in the
Oh my god. Savage.
I know. I know.
They're easily sacrificed. We have a centaur.
Chiz, yeah, I was going to say, Chiz isn't here to argue, so we can just strap her to the front of the
But
thing
this is also, for the record, a mental note that Silver has made. Edith doesn't know about it.
Neither do any of us that were in the car, only Silver knows that.
Yeah, but you guys don't drive.
Yeah, but what I mean is, none of us are going to be like, hey, you know, you shouldn't be like, camp or something. It's all on Silver this. If a horse dies, it's on you, card. Just saying.
He paid for most of the horses, so...
Still his fault if they die. That doesn't change anything.
Excuse me. I paid for
I'd like to believe that it's Egan's horse that will die.
Wow.
Oh.
What, for being
He
late
only
slash
paid
absent?
for one of them, so let's kill off the
Well, that's what he gets for not being here.
Yeah, exactly. We'll hold a vote between the owners of horses.
The owners of horses.
Well, since I own 2 and he owns 1. Well...
Oh no, you only get 1 vote each, it's just he's not here, so he still gets outvoted.
See what's gonna happen, it's gonna be like, oh, roll a d4, we'll see how many of them pass out.
Wait, what if we get a 4? 4 out of the 3?
All of them.
No, they die. They just outright die. They don't pass out, they just die if you get a 4.
You spend the whole episode just the cart sitting in the middle of a forest, not realizing it's not moving.
We're all just inside the car playing cards or something. Like,
no, you went to sleep. Like normal people would.
It's taken us a while to get there. Not for the entire 5 days, I assume. Like, that's not normal people. Like, that's not normal sleep patterns. I hate to break it to you.
There's a solid chance you might have just assumed that you guys would camp now and again. You did. I'll be honest, do you know that the 2 people that mainly drive the cart don't sleep? Do you genuinely know that, Monium?
Asmonium? I don't think so, no. I don't think Monium's ever learned that information, no.
You just assume they know better.
I don't assume.
Because, like, the problem is with between these 2, one of them's an automaton who probably doesn't understand how living things do need to rest to survive.
So Edith's an idiot.
Edith might have just thought that's a funny thing that people do. To spend
it's
time.
It's a hobby. We choose to waste a third of our life unconscious. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure Edith's got a fairly high intelligence score, right? I'm sure she's probably figured out it's essential at this point, right?
Well,
I mean, based on the last roll of a nat 1, then no.
Well,
that's just you couldn't be the horse's tiredness.
That needed to rest.
Not a general statement about you understanding that living beings have to sleep.
Anyway, so you guys arrive in Cocox, where you all decide to spend time to yourselves, getting some things done that you've deemed important. For example, we started off by following the journey of Abeza. No, I mean Monium. The journey of Monium. Where Monium, while on this lovely trip, perused the library and found a little pirate novel that he just adored.
Satan, if that was a library, I'm annoyed because you took money off me and libraries don't charge.
I'm talking about the journey to Cocox where you found the first book in the library of the inn.
I'll allow it.
Damn right you will. So, we arrive in Cocox after you found a book that you enjoyed and you knew that this definitely has another volume. At least.
Finish with a
So you went to the nearest bookstore you could find. It took some time, but you found one. And you found that the book that you so wished to read was over in the kitty section. You thought it was a mature read, but it was not. And you found that it did not, the second volume was not in stock at this store, but you did find the fourth volume. So you acted quickly and bought the fourth volume from the store owner, whom you apparently didn't like, even though she was nothing but pleasant and plenty Scottish.
Are those two reasons I should definitely like her? Pleasant and Scottish. Just universal, like everyone Scottish, without asking questions.
I don't know, man. I'm being cheeky. It's my turn to talk. I have the talking stick. So you go on and you talk to her, and you find that you know, she doesn't have anything but the fourth book. So you bought the fourth book and you left the store. Meanwhile, at the same time, we followed the journey of Silver, who went off to the Merchants Guild to finally requisition a selling permit in the River Valley, for where he planned to set up a proper store and adventure to supply said store. But first he must start his business. He founded the business, which he named at the time as Silver and Gold. And he learned that there was an opening for a shop in Alliston, which was very highly recommended for its high traffic and selling potentials. So it's very rare for it to have an opening. But there is a couple there, and so she made an appointment for him in how long, Silver? Do you need to go to Cogox? Or not Cogox, Alliston?
You said it'd be 2 weeks for us to get there.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. All right. I found it while you were... I found my note while you were quoting me. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good we coincide. So in 2 weeks' time, he should be arriving in Alliston to tour the available shops so that he may make a decision and a proper payment for a new storefront for the cartel and his own ambitions. He signed as Drogothil, Mr. Drogothil, nothing more, and continued on through the business before paying for his permit and leaving. Meanwhile, through the adventures, we watched how Scurry spent his time. It was quite funny how you guys let Scurry out of your sights after being so very on top of him since the thieving of the young lady.
I blame Edith.
Refused to let him out of the...
Don't steal anything, and I didn't steal anything.
He's got a point.
He took the lesson of no theft anymore very seriously. So when he found he was on his way looking for a shop for supplies for potential bomb carnations that he could make, but he rolled horribly and instead found a pet store that sold accessories and such for pets. So he's like, might as well go in and browse a bit. And he found an interesting couple of trinkets that he must great treats that he wished to feed Meadow, a lovely holster type of thing to fashion into a saddle so that he may ride her better, and also a lovely collar that basically keeps young Meadow a kitten for as long as she wears the collar. So young Scurry does not need to worry about losing the stealth aspect of his character if Meadow continues to grow and he continues to ride her. So now he doesn't have to worry about that. He decided instead of stealing these things, even though he very much well could because his stealth rolls were quite on point, he instead let his identity be known. Hi, I am here and I wish to own these things. Who wants to pay for it? I will allow you an hour of my time. A young and a nice old money lady was like, I must. You are so cute, as he's performing tricks and whatnot. So she pays for his wares that he wished to own for I believe it was 2 pets and a hour of tricks and enjoyment of his cuteness. He decided to start things off with a bang and performed a trick that was handing her an explosive.
You missed a very important detail in there. She wanted to watch me undress. Let's talk about...
Yeah, this is...
Oh, yes, of course. Let's talk about the time where she was like, you offered to change your outfit into a little costume. And she was all for it. But when you tried to convince her that you'll be fine right behind this curtain, you're not going to run off, something about it just didn't sit right with her. She simply wanted to watch to make sure you did not run off. You took it as sexual harassment and decided to kill this woman.
It's not the intention, it's just the result.
You say nice old lady. I'm saying sexual harassment lawsuit. Like.
Yes, of course. So the old lady died from the explosion of the trick she thought was being performed in the cutest fashion. And as she died, and the crowd of people in the shop screamed and wailed, Scurry grabbed his things, ran for the door, to find Monium at the door, because Meadow ran off, and he's like, I guess I better go pick up the squirrel. And when he walked in to see the screaming people over the dead body, Scurry simply leapt into his arms, and Monium stuffed him in a pocket and walked off before the guards ever arrived on the scene. Luckily, no one saw Monium, so no one was on the lookout for a giant panda, but the entire town was now on the lookout for squirrels. Explosion-making talking squirrels that had invaded and was causing mayhem. All while Edith was over at the magic school trying to gather information about how to track one's soul after they reincarnate. Thinking that the magic school may have had its own arrogance to look into such things, Edith talked to the one known as Professor Jupiter, who was more, he outsourced a lot of talent for big projects that went through the school. And upon meeting Professor Jupiter, Edith attended one of his classes just trying to get a read on him. And when he noticed that she had entered the room, he asked her to be the first in the class to perform Mage Hand, so that everyone may see and understand how it works. Edith, understanding Mage Hand in the same way that she understood her magical weapon, struggled quite a bit, but managed to get a shaky Mage Hand up, only for Professor Jupiter to show her exactly the two aspects that were just slightly off to stabilize the conjuration. And Edith learned how to use Mage Hand because of it. Later on, she had a conversation with Dr. Jupiter where she learned that though this school was though this school was indeed very interested in such information, right? They were actually the second largest building in the city. The first largest building right next door is a giant cathedral of the Lucid, and the Lucid would probably catch on way too quickly and have intervened if such of an experiment would have proceeded. Dr. Jupiter actually recommended Edith go to Alisden, where the higher ranking magic school resided, to check with them. He's pretty certain they may have done such experiments, and he gave Edith the contact of contacting his brother, who is a scholar that works in the library at the school, to go and meet with him, and also report back any findings that she may have found, because he's just quite intrigued as a scholar himself. Upon leaving, Edith heard the guards searching with all their might to find a squirrel that had killed a woman through bombing. Edith, in all of her panic, immediately set off to find where Scurry had killed this woman so that she may find Scurry himself so that they don't get held up in the city. She's unaware that Modium has already picked up the squirrel and got him back to the cart. Regardless, Edith got horribly lost and got horribly lost and ended up in a park on the outskirts of town where there were so many squirrels and none of them were scurry. Luckily, when Edith didn't show up because she got so lost, Silver acted quickly enough and tracked her down, his own damn self, and followed her entire path until he found her directly, just completely devoid as a person, surrounded by squirrels, and terrified that Scurry had ruined everything. Only to be found by Silver, escorted back to the cart, where Scurry was like, "Hey!" And Edith was like, "Thank God you're not. It was you, wasn't it?" And she's like, "What are you talking about? Please don't let it be you." And it's just overall just beside herself. And that is where we left off. However, we have a little bit more information that did occur. Though you did notice when Edith was late, you did not also notice that another friend was late until Edith had already come back to the cart. You had found that your friend Rodri had gone into town but had never come back. So, in the same fashion, Silver then, upon returning with Edith, just decided as they were on their way out of town, he'd track down Rodri as well, so that you guys could board the next ship onto Baygard so you can continue on down to Finley as planned. You tracked young Rodri down, but when you found Rodri, you found his corpse. And you had found his throat had been slit with multiple stab wounds. Through some arcana checks, you did see some signs of magic that you did recognize from previous events. And by the time you've reached him, he was already gone. You found young Derry just chewing on his fingers as he lay there lifeless. This is where we start.
I am so confused. What? I don't remember that happening at all.
Oh, it happened.
Is Silver back at the cart, or...?
Silver guided the cart because you guys were still on your way out of town, so Silver simply decided to beeline it and track him down. The cart is there. But you found Rodri in an alley.
I'm still in the cart, right?
Yeah. Everyone's in the cart, pretty much.
I was gonna say, I suppose it's Silver at the start.
Okay, good talk. Silver?
What? Oh,
Did you miss it?
I missed the last little bit. Yeah, sorry. I've been helping my parents with. We're having some
What do you
water.
remember last?
Saving.
Oh,
trip.
yeah.
Oh well, if you got some information to be filled in on. Wow.
I remember Rodri, and I remember Edith. I missed right after Rodri, though.
He needs catching up on that last part.
Yeah.
To tell him.
You found Rodri.
Yes, I found Rodri.
Well, at least you found
How's he looking?
Rodri's.
He's pretty good.
I think you might have missed the crucial bit of the story, guys.
He's a little on the drunk side because he's got drinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he have a pulse?
Does he have a neck?
Maybe.
Does he have a throat? Yo, you might be the drunk one here, sir.
Maybe.
Oh,
So
Egan's typing.
I'd like to.
Give me
I'll
some
fill him in.
critical information.
That's okay.
There's a fatal flaw in what you're seeing right now.
Maybe.
Rodri's dead.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Very dead.
Oh, look, Egan's typing.
Swear if he tries to blame daylight savings time.
Who knows?
Sylvie, you've just found a dead body of your mate, Rodri.
And Derry's right there, just kind of chewing on him.
Oh, okay.
You can assess that Derry did not kill him, but it's just Derry being Derry. You know, he's kind of just in his little pouch on Rodri, just chewing at him. Derry's covered in blood because, you know, his throat, Rodri's throat was slit, so.
Classic Derry.
Classic day.
Derpy Derry over there. Stop typing. God damn it, Egan.
He did. He did. He went offline too.
Oh no, he was offline the whole time he was typing for me.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
Mm.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Anyway.
So I found a dead Rodri.
Yeah.
A dead Rodri.
So I guess I'm going to investigate the body, I guess. Try to figure out what happened. How he died.
Alright, roll investigation check. By the way, do you tell anyone that you found a
No,
dead Rodri?
probably
Who was
not.
driving the car? Did you drive the cart out here while you were just leading them to where you were sniffing out Rodri, or were you driving the cart smelling him out?
I think we had stopped the cart, if I remember correctly.
So we're all just chilling somewhere else in town.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alright, so you decided not to bring the cart with you. Okay. That's fine.
Leave
Done.
so.
Alright, it's the Silver Solo show. Let's go.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's see here. That's going to be 21.
21. Oh, very good, very good. So, what are you investigating exactly?
How he died, and if there's any, like if there's a blood trail or anything like that, or if there's any, like a dagger or anything else laying next to him or anything like that as to how he died, why he died, who killed him. I want to try to get as much information as I can.
You can assess that he died
Okay, good.
initially. So basically, Rodri, you can tell from the abrasions around his mouth that he was caught by surprise from behind. his mouth bound and gagged as he was stabbed in the back 4 to 5 times. And then a finishing blow was applied to slitting his throat before he was able to retaliate with an acid attack. He quickly bled out after the slitting of the throat occurred.
Okay.
And he was creating his own pile of blood on the ground where he fell. You can see evidence that his pockets were picked ever so slightly, though you do examine that his gold is still on him, and so are most of his items. Whatever he was pickpocketed for is something you did not know anything about to be on his person. Because everything that you knew that Roger carries around with him was there.
Oh, I thought he carried around with a bottle of mead, but okay. Oh, I thought he carried around with him all day with a bottle of mead, but that works.
Gotcha. And then also, did you also noticed that he was carrying a bag, a nice bag, with some goodies in it. You had seen that he followed through in his plan, and a lot of the snakeskins, not all of them, but there was a lot of snakeskins taken from the cart to be fashioned into a snakeskin suit that he had planned on making. And so he had just filled his order, but on his way back to the cart, he was killed. As far as you can assess about trails outside of the trying to see if there was a blood trail leading anyway, there wasn't. For the most part, it looked like a very clean kill from that of a professional. And from what you can tell, he was killed very violently for how cleanly he was killed.
Okay.
Beaten to death with a mop, violent and clean.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think that now I will go try to let everybody else know what happened. That way everybody's aware that Rodri's dead. Rip Rodri.
Rip Rodri.
Yep.
What about Rodri's body and his things?
I feel like I should take them with me because I really don't trust that they're still going to be there if I could try to come back.
All right.
So I'm going
You're going to carry a dead body through town?
Shit, yeah, that's a good point.
Drag it by the ankle. No one will ask any questions.
It's nightfall by now, so you do have some darkness to help.
Yeah, I guess I'll carry it and hope that nobody thinks I did it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick him up and carry him away. I guess Derry's gonna follow, I guess, or whatever.
Derry's strapped to the corpse, so if you pick up Roger, cool. You're picking up Derry's. You're just gonna leave him chewing on the dead body of Rodri. Okay, cool.
Okay. So I'm going to carry Rodri. And I'm going to go look for all the companions and figure out what we do next.
So, roll. First of all, roll perception.
Uh, 19.
19?
Yes.
You can assess throughout the entire journey back to the cart. There are some lights that you could easily avoid, but for the most part there are people and guards, but for the most part you are able to perceive them. Nothing catches you off guard. Roll stealth.
Let's see here. Stealth. What's mine? Stealth.
I'm pretty sure you rolled at a disadvantage with stealth because you're wearing chainmail.
Yes. Looks like 12.
Well, all right. At the start of your journey, it goes pretty seamless. But halfway, there is this intersection that is just quite lit up. There are some guards still looking and investigating for the squirrel that had attacked. So you are perceiving, you are looking, you're doing your best, but it's too bright. There's too many people. So you are going to be caught. But you perceive this very well. What do you do as reaction as you're about to be caught with this dead body? I will allow a reactionary action.
I think that what I will do is actually going to be just fairly simple. I'm going to just explain to the guards that I found my friend dead, and I didn't know if the body was going to be moved if I walked away from it, so I decided to bring the body with me. And I just want to figure out who did it, and I'd like to go find my companions and figure out what we do.
All right. Okay. So instead of using a reaction, you've decided to calmly approach the situation.
Yes.
As plainly as possible.
Yes.
Okay, to the Cocox Town Guard. All right.
And I tell him too that, you know, I may or may not know something about the squirrels, so if he lets me go, I can. So if he lets me go,
hold on. Let's start our conversation first.
Wow. You son of a bitch.
I'm not gonna sell you out. Come on now, I wouldn't do that to you. I'm not like you. I don't sell people out.
So.
By the way, I love Card going, and I also tell him I'm willing to sell out Scurvy. Then Scurvy's like, wait, what? And he's like, no, I wouldn't sell you out.
I said a squirrel.
Immediately after.
That squirrel. I said a squirrel. But God. Continue.
So they see you with a dead body draped over your shoulder. You covered in your furs. You're obviously quite dark and mysterious. So they go, oh, who are you? And they arm themselves upon seeing you with your dead body in hand, immediately on guard and at attention towards you as you come through. You're like, what is this then? And you stated as before, you're trying to explain to them that you had found your friend dead up the way, and you were carrying his body back to your cart to inform your friends of him.
Oh. My discards randomly crashed and started relaunching. Interesting. Let's just fully close that and try again. Apologies, guys. Wait.
Sure.
Go on.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to take my friend back to my companions. I'd like to let them know, because I don't think any of them know, because I went off by myself while they were all doing whatever they've been doing tonight. And I just want to go back to my companions and let them know what happened, so we can go try to see if we can find out what happened to our friend here, and we can handle it accordingly.
I see. So your companions died.
Yes.
My condolence.
Well, thank you.
You can see that they all believe your story for the most part as they look at each other. But you do realize that carrying a dead body through town, it's more of a guard's work. You really should have reported the murder of your friend and left the crime scene undisturbed.
Well, yes, but had I have done that, I don't know if the body would have been left there because I just had a feeling that it wasn't going to be there when I came back. So
I see your point. He does look like a decorated warrior with some high-end shopping attached to him. I can see why we would think that.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we will need to make a proper case and statement about his murder. Do you have any idea what caused his death?
It looks like his throat was slit, and he bled out. His pockets have been picked, but for the most part, it looks like all of his actual possessions that I knew he had are also there. So I don't know why he ended up dead. He also had a few snake skins missing, but I know why those are missing because he wanted to have a snake skin suit made. So I'm assuming
the
he put that order
snakeskin
in.
suit is in his bag. He had his order filled.
Okay, cool. So he's got the snakeskin suit here in the bag, so he's got that.
I see.
Yeah,
So
like I said,
he was
his
carrying
pocket-
quite a bit of value on him, but none of it was taken to your knowledge.
Correct.
But it does look like he was pickpocketed.
It does look like he was pickpocketed, yes. For something. I'm just not sure what.
So he had something on him that the killer wanted.
Apparently,
you weren't
yes.
even aware of. I see.
Apparently.
I see. And his throat was slit. Could we examine the body?
Sure.
So they examine the body. And you can tell right off the bat that only one of them is worth their salt. As the others are just like lifting his tail and dropping it as if it does anything. But another one's like, you see here, these are some clean marks. This is that of someone very skilled with their blade. And the others are just like nodding, yes, quite, of course. And he's rolling his eyes, you do notice, because he's just like, these fucking fuckers don't ever pull their fucking weight.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm rolling my eyes at them too.
Apologies.
And where
anyone
did you
watching,
say
by the way,
you
for the
found them?
redo? I don't know what happened there. Discord.
He was over on the other side of town.
And the stream crashed, but I
outside
never got
of
any
town.
sort of warning. Like
I just happened to be going that way myself because I wasn't looking for him, but he was over that way, so I'm going to point in the direction that he was.
You found him
must
in
have just been
town.
a hiccup.
Did I find
He
him
was
in
on
town?
his way to you, so he was traveling through
Okay.
town. You found him in a random alley.
Ah, okay. He was.
Do you keep
okay,
your
I
story,
got
or
you.
are you gonna lie to them about the scene of the crime?
No, I will tell them that I found him in an alleyway.
I see. So, they take down the notes of where you found him and how they're going to go do a little perimeter search for any more information. So, protocol states that we should collect, the corpses that happen to be found in town. Do you mind if we take this corpse?
I suppose not.
We'll have to claim all his things as evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fine with this? Genuinely?
Not entirely, but
You
I
can't-
don't care genuinely. Like I don't. I gotta let the incompetent guards do their job. But
can't do something about it? Jesus.
what the hell am I gonna do about it? Start telling him, killing him? I could.
Meg didn't plan for this outcome.
I didn't plan for you to hand over the body.
There you go. Well,
granted, I didn't plan for a lot of this.
I would.
He did, so there you go. Improvise, Satan.
Yeah, improvise.
I've been improvising this whole time.
Yeah, well,
I'm just genuinely surprised you didn't put up a fight of any kind. Like, you didn't even try to bribe him.
well,
So-
Oh, there's like trash laundry.
I'm not
Over
like
easy.
I'm not like a certain squirrel in this party who tries to throw
So-
everybody else under the bus.
So they collect.
You're a wimp.
They collect the body. They take a tarp out of the side and they just wrap him in this really cheap looking tarp. You know, Rodri would never be caught dead in this tarp, but he's been caught dead.
I mean, he would clearly.
And then
Let's
he
give teachers some humility.
and then he went ahead and started bagging his things, taking the snakeskin cloak, bagging the gold that belonged to Rodri, bagging his weapons, his personal items, his itinerary. The only thing that they go to grab and bag that they're just like, I don't know about this one, is Derry. They're like, are we supposed to take living evidence? Oh no, man. I don't know. It's alive. Does it look like a squirrel? I don't think it's a squirrel.
He won't hurt anything. He won't hurt anything. Just let him keep gnawing on the Dragonborn. He'll be alright.
You're passing Derry off to them. You're so disrespectful. Yeah.
I'll get him back.
So they cage Derry into this carrier, very shabby. Derry's like, his mouth hangs open as drool comes out and acid just kind of drips down out of his mouth to the to create a hole in his kennel. And they're like, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck is this? It's one of those acid cats is what it is. Why does this acid cat have 6 legs? I've never seen one of these before, man. What are you asking me for? Man. Oh, sorry. And they grab the body, his belongings, and Derry, and scamper off to the in-town guard station, whatever. The police station. That's the word I'm looking for. So they scamper off to the police station while another group of the men go off back the direction you came with to investigate where you found Rodri's body. You do have quite a bit of blood on your shoulder from a bleeding Rodri.
From the corpse, yeah.
But go ahead and roll a Constitution check.
Huh?
He's gonna
Roll a Constitution check.
He's gonna puke.
Not that. He's got a strong stomach for blood.
Puke.
Transform now.
Constitution. 10.
So part of your armor and your clothes where you carried Rodri, and of course your hand, because your hand was probably on his back where the blood was as well. So basically a lot of your armor melted away. and it seeped down to your skin, where you now have these open sores from the acidic blood that Rodri carries, because Rodri is an acid dragon. So you have acid burns where you carried him or touched him, his bleeding part.
Well, he owes me then.
So you going back to the cart now?
Yes.
By the way, one more thing. While this police investigation is occurring, we ask you don't leave town in case we need further questions of you. Where are you staying for the night?
With my companions.
Yes, where?
None of your business.
Wherever they're at. Wherever they may roam.
All right.
Heyo.
Well, if you're not going to give us an exact location to reach you, we ask that could you possibly come by the station?
Oh, trust me, you'll see
tomorrow.
me later.
Okay.
You'll be seeing a lot of me.
Will do. And your name was, sir?
Silver.
Silver. All right, Mr. Silver. We hope we find the killer who took your friend from you. And he runs off. So go on.
Okay, I'm going to finish my trek then and head back to the cart.
Finish my trek. I just see him swinging his arm, just like, I don't know. Well, I guess I'm going back to the cart.
Yeah.
All right. You go back to the cart where you left it at the stables. Go on.
I'm going to. Is anybody outside, or is everybody inside the door doing their own thing?
Fabulous question. Everybody, where are you?
I think I'm probably still arguing with Scurry.
While he's arguing with me, I'm making sure the harness is fastened onto my kitty.
I probably got bored of their arguing by this point. And went to bed.
Alright.
I'm insulted. This is high quality arguing.
High quality arguing. This is fantastic.
Oh.
The biggest quality of argument.
Yes.
So yeah, I would assume they are all inside the cart.
Okay. I will open up the door then and go inside the cart. And, yeah, I guess the first place that I will go is I will go and, are you guys arguing in the common area, or are you guys more like in a room arguing, or what?
In the hallway.
You guys in the hallway? Okay. I'm going to notice you two first. I'm going to tell you both to stop your arguing for approximately 5 minutes because I have some important news. I'm going to tell Scurry to go wake up Monium because he needs to hear this.
Oh man, this better be really important news. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw my cat on Monium to wake him up. Go, Meadow!
Does he have to do a check to see if the cat hits me or not?
Yeah.
Is that an athletics check?
Yeah. Let's see how well you throw your cat.
The cat is so going at the wall here. I'm telling you.
Hoping for the best, expecting the worst.
10.
I got a 10!
Mm-hmm. So, just need to check something here real quick.
Hopefully cats always sit on the seat.
Just checking some information like weight.
Yes, tell me it's got to be like a trampoline for this guy.
I'd like to believe that you managed to lift your displacer kit. Like, how far away from Monium are you? Genuinely.
Fuck, he's probably on top of no and scurry.
Yeah, I'm literally on him throwing it on his face.
Just slam dunking a cat on my face.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's not
With
a
love.
huge
With love.
distance, so you're able to lift the cat over your head and slam him down this apex of a slope that is from the top of his belly down to his.
Hey. Less of it, you.
What? Less of it? What? Are you so self-conscious about Monium's weight?
That's my answer in memes.
So,
You want a bit?
Scurry manages to throw young Meadow onto your face.
Okay, then I wake up and immediately grab for whatever just hit my face, and I roll a nat 20 on athletics, so I would like to yeet this cat across the room as hard as possible, because I've just been woken up by something attacking my face.
With love.
Please describe what a nat 20 plus 4 does to that cat. Thank you, Meg.
Jesus Christ.
He rolled 24 for you.
Where's my kitty page?
I think we should just rename athletics checks to yeet checks.
that's what I use them for, to be fair. Universally. Oh, there's also kicking checks. I also kicked Lazy through a wall once with an athletics check, so.
Yeah, I did.
So, you know, yeeting / kicking, you know.
It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's very experienced.
Clamato.
I've misplaced my
Very experienced at displacing
kitty
people
page.
and other animals.
Oh wait, no, it's right in front of me. Okay. I need a fucking conspiracy board right behind me just for information. My own notes are a mess. So, Meadow getting yeeted.
By a 7'9" panda that rolled a nat 20.
Scurry, go ahead and roll Meadow a a Constitution saving throw and a Dexterity saving throw.
Constitution.
Your con modifier is +1. Your Dex modifier is +4.
Con is to see if it's solid or liquid at the end of this.
Fuck off.
Sorry, what was the first one? +2?
1.
I rolls.
Damn, I think it's solid. +1, I said.
Oh, then just take one off.
No.
Sheesh.
Re-roll it, it's too high.
Yeah.
Re-roll it, you rolled it wrong. Jesus Christ. I think the cat's fine.
It was born for this kind of acrobatics.
Fucking quick you were with this fucking asbestos squirrel.
You know what? Meadow's just like his own flag, you know, with natural gliders.
I love how when we're in combat, me and Zaj be rolling like 1s, 2s, and 3s universal, but when we're fighting, like, with both throwing the same cat around my bedroom, we're like going 20, 14, 16.
Alright, so what was the con?
15,
And what was the Dex?
20, 30.
What?
Okay.
I think it's, yeah. I thought he's,
30, 20.
I thought he said 30 as well. I was like, hang on, what?
30, 20. This 20 ain't clean, I tell you what. Okay, so Constitution-wise, Meadow's fine.
Solid.
Dexterity wise, so you throw her across the room and she hits this. Although you did crit. So here's the thing: Meadow is thrown and flung across the room with a lot of force. Her legs become shaky from it, but she managed to spin and basically, dig her claws into the wall she makes contact with, so she doesn't go plummeting down to the ground, but she does hit with a hard you almost see like what is like almost the residual of a gust of wind from her landing,
and she's
just
currently standing on a
her,
wall,
and she's like and so her legs are going to be shaky for quite a bit, but for the most part she's just right there on the wall, just kind of be like, what the fuck just happened there?
I just got thrown.
I don't understand. The squirrel flung me and now I'm over here on a wall. As if she didn't even see Monia mad to it. So, you may speak now.
Yeah, you need to wake up.
I already did.
I didn't notice.
Your cat did.
I'm gonna jump and climb across to the cat, make sure it's getting over its.
Oh, for God's sake. What's my internet doing now? Can I, like, have a stream, please?
Nope.